All right, let's talk about it. That one question in a job interview that makes everyone's stomach drop. How you answer it can literally change the course of your career. So we are going to break down exactly how to handle it so you can walk in there with total confidence.
And there it is. The recruiter leans in and asks, "So, what was your last salary?" Immediately, your mind starts racing, right? Do you tell the truth? Do you maybe fudge the numbers a little? It feels like a total trap because honestly, most of the time it is.
So let me paint you a picture, because this is a situation I see all the time. You're in an interview, it's going great, you're building a real connection, and then bam, they hit you with the salary history question.
Now, let's say this is your story. You were in a great role, making a solid $90,000 a year. But then layoffs happened. You had to grab the first job you could just to keep the lights on, and it only paid $65,000. You did what you had to do. But now you're back in the game, interviewing for a job that you know is worth what you were making. So what do you do? This is the moment of truth. Do you say 65K and risk them anchoring their offer way down there? Or do you say 90K because that feels like your real value, even though it's not technically your current salary? I get it, the temptation to lie here is huge, but it is a path you absolutely do not want to go down. Let me be really clear about this. Choosing to lie, even just a little white lie, is a strategy that almost always blows up in your face. Why? Because it completely shreds the most important thing you're trying to build in that room: trust. The bottom line is simple. Just don't do it. There's really no good reason to be dishonest about your salary, or anything else for that matter. The risk is just so much bigger than any potential reward, because the truth, it has a funny way of coming out.
And here's how they can tell. See, even if you think you're the world's best actor, you're probably not. When you lie, your body language shifts, your tone of voice changes just a little bit. Your words and your body are telling two different stories. Now, a really experienced interviewer might not know exactly what you're lying about, but they will sense that something's off. And that feeling is more than enough for them to just say, "Next." But here's the thing. You can't even get tripped up by the salary question if you can't get your foot in the door in the first place. And that brings us to the biggest gatekeeper standing between you and that interview.
I'm talking about the applicant tracking system, the ATS. This is basically a robot bouncer for your resume. It's an automated software that scans and filters every single application, looking for the right keywords and formatting before it ever passes it on to a human being.
Now get a load of this number: 75%. 3 out of every 4 resumes get tossed in the digital trash can by these bots. Often it's for something as simple as a weird formatting issue. All your incredible experience means absolutely nothing if a real person never even sees it.
And that's exactly why I want to tell you about today's sponsor, mobilecv.ai. It's a tool designed specifically to solve this massive problem. It's an AI-powered builder that helps you create a CV that's optimized to sell right past those annoying bots. You can literally take your old resume or even just your LinkedIn profile and turn it into a perfectly formatted professional CV in like 60 seconds. It uses these things called LaTeX templates, which is just a fancy way of saying the formatting is perfect so the bots can actually read it. It even has an AI cover letter writer built right in. And the best part? You get 3 free credits to try it out, so there's really no reason not to. Okay, so you used a tool like mobilecv.ai, your resume got past the bots, you crushed the interview, and now we're back to that moment, the salary question. Let's talk about the smart, strategic way to answer it with 100% honesty. First thing you have to remember is this. Good companies, the ones you actually want to work for, they don't want to underpay you. Seriously. They know that if they lowball you, you'll be unhappy and you'll be out the door the second a better offer comes along. Hiring is super expensive, and they want to make a good investment that lasts.
So the best way to handle this is with a really simple 3-step answer. Step 1, be honest about your current 65K salary. Step 2, give them the context. You just say, after I was laid off from my $90,000 role, I took this position out of necessity. And then step 3, and this is key, you immediately pivot to the future. Tell them, based on my experience and the market rate for this role, I'm targeting a salary in the range of X to Y.
And hey, here's a little pro tip for you. Keep this in your back pocket. In a growing number of states and cities, it's actually illegal for an employer to even ask you about your salary history. So it's always worth a quick Google search on your local laws because knowing your rights is a huge confidence booster. You see, at the end of the day, this whole conversation isn't really about what you were paid. It's about what you are worth right now in today's market for this exact role. You have to shift your own mindset and theirs away from the past and into the future. And this is the perfect way to look at it. The first question is all about the past. It's a classic negotiation tactic called an anchor. It tries to pin the entire conversation to an old number. But the better question, the one you want to pivot to, is about the future. It opens up a real conversation about your value, and that is the conversation you want to have.
Now, a quick word of caution. It is absolutely essential that you do your homework on sites like salary.com and Glassdoor. But please, do not walk into a negotiation and use those numbers like a weapon. Weaving a printout in a hiring manager's face and demanding they match some number you found online, it's just not going to work.
Because here's the hard truth of it all that market data is a fantastic guide, but ultimately your value is determined by what that specific company is willing to pay for your skills for that specific job. That's the reality. So I'll leave you with this to think about. When you walk into that next interview, how are you going to define your value? Don't let a number from your past do it for you. Go in ready to talk about your skills, your wins, and the incredible value you are going to bring to their team. That, my friends, is how you win.